Thank you, Madam Chairman. This is more of a statement than a question. We have been so wrapped up in the details of how this program is going to work without really looking at the overarching issue of should we even do this in the first place. My question to the audience and to the members of the committee is, what is the proper role of government in this situation? Clearly, in the U.S. Constitution and in the Idaho Constitution, there are some very clear limits on what the government can do or ought to do. Some of those things are providing defense. It's impractical for individuals to form their own militia to protect their coast and their nation. Roads, especially interstate roads, it's impractical or impossible for us to build. There are certain other conditions. To say that we have gone through our history for 250 years without funding opportunities for apprenticeships is really not true. We seem to think that this is a new problem. We've had demand for jobs ever since there have been humans on this planet. One of the things that I've had a difficulty with in many of the committees is the fact that we don't set a overall prioritization of things that we want to accomplish. We come to some of these meetings, we get presented with an opportunity to spend money, but when we spend that money, we have to realize that there's two sides of the money issue. There's the receiving end and there's the giving end. We are concerned here with the giving end without considering the receiving end. Every dollar that we spend giving to a high school student that can and has in the past had the opportunity to go out and get his own job, work for a company, maybe have that company sponsor him to go to school, either a technical school or an advanced college position. Those industries and those companies have a vested interest in their employees and have the opportunity to develop their workforce on their own without taking from John Q. Public. Every dollar we spend, we have to take from somebody else, and we have to consider that. So my opposition to this whole program from a philosophical standpoint is, what about the single mom that has to have two jobs and pay her taxes to support a kid that's 18 years old that can go out and get a summer job or work for a company that can give him an apprenticeship or an internship? Is this fair to her? Is it fair to other working families where the mom wants to stay home and raise her kids, and yet they have to suffer and do without things? If a salesman walks up to your door and says, I'd like to sell you a vacation and it's on sale this week only for 50% off, that's what we're being presented with here today, an opportunity for an improvement. My situation is the same as everybody else's and every corporation. We establish a budget. We look at the prioritization of the things that we need to spend money on. We have the must-haves, food, rent, clothing, shelter, gas, transportation. Then we have the would-like-to-haves, and then the fun-to-haves. So to just say we're looking at this particular opportunity without looking at the whole education and workforce training program and saying, yes, let's jump on board this without a prioritization, I think is doing a great disservice to the taxpayers that have sent us here to be stewards for their money. Thank you.
So that was